Greetings, sports fans nationwide. You've entered the Sports Opinion Log here on LexAnderson World, and in this video, I'm going to discuss the key points, The Last Dance, episodes 3 and 4, Michael Jordan's place in NBA history. So if you're down with all things NBA, make sure you're subscribing to the channel and pressing the bell icon to stay notified for any and all upcoming future videos. Now, let's talk about the Jordan rules. So, of course, on social media, everybody's talking about Michael Jordan talking to Tex Winter and Phil Jackson about how there's no I in team, but there's an I in win, comparing it with the immortal Kobe Bryant. Of course, that's what simple-minded sheep do. Being the sports historian who has lived to see NBA on NBC, who has seen both of Jordan's three-peats, let me start off with this. It is a travesty and a disgrace, honestly, the Jordan rules that the NBA allowed him to be hammered and viciously attacked the way he was against the two-time defending champion Detroit Pistons and Isaiah Thomas. I mean, like, look, in this video, I don't really give a fuck about doing LeBron versus Jordan, who's the greater player. Clearly, you know, you see with your own two eyes, but maybe your mind can't comprehend. Jordan is by far the more superior player. The physical beating that he took against the Detroit Pistons, to have the mental and physical fortitude to get better and do better, to uprise against the Pistons, is legendary. And the fact that Jordan himself said that he treasured eliminating them over winning a championship speaks volumes. Okay? Let's not get it twisted. The physicality was brutal. It was almost inhumane when he jumps into the air, put him down on the ground. You couldn't even survive in today's NBA game if you dealt with that back then. Can't no one ever touch Jordan with the greatness. And speaking of greatness, his airness, the reverse layup 1991 against the Lakers. When Jordan hit that reverse layup in game 2, yo, the next day, everybody in the playground was doing reverse layups. That's how iconic Michael Jordan is to this very day. He like just totally revolutionized the way the game was played with that reverse layup, man. Like, I'll never forget, Catch was in the playground. It was just crazy. Everybody was reverse laying it up like the great Michael Jordan. And Dennis Rodman, clearly he was the first player to do the vacationing during the regular season. But of course, today's players abuse it with the load management bullshit, taking off every 2 to 3 games, or it's like hilarious stuff. But the stuff that Jordan did, the commitment to excellence, to winning, building and molding Pippen to where they were truly a dynamic duo, which again is why you cannot say Jordan without the name Pippen. And that's what it is, man. Iron sharpens iron. And in order to achieve a goal, you have to have the correct system, which we learned because when Doug Collins went out, they knew that when Phil Jackson stepped in, that they were on the precipice to finally overthrowing the Pistons and taking their rightful place in NBA history as NBA champions. But just seeing those vintage videos, the vintage footage, it's amazing what how much power is received in a still picture. And even on Twitter, where you could follow me below, LexAnderson underscore WS, just brings back good memories to an era where basketball was truly a man's sport and you really had to gut it out, grind it out to get those wins. And how about the last line here. How about Ron Harper, right? With the Cleveland Cavaliers, who is saying, put me on Jordan. But of course, the coach is like, no, Elo's got him. And even Ron Harper's like, fuck this bullshit. So that answers a lot of questions when teams lose and get eliminated. And you're like, what was the coach fucking thinking? Obviously, some of these coaches be thinking stupid bullshit. But before I let y'all go, just make sure if you're watching the documentaries of The Last Dance, you've got to follow up on the Nationwide Sports Leader. Check out the 30 for 30. You got to watch the Bad Boys with the Detroit Pistons, and you got to watch the one about Dennis Rodman, which goes more in depth to his life and who he is as a player and what shaped him during the course of his NBA career. And I can tell you what, fame and fortune does not equal happiness, which is what we should all strive to achieve on top of being winners. As here in the Sports Opinion Log, Lex Anderson World, the top one percenter, the People's Sportscaster, giving it to you, the main points, breaking it down. Until next time, sports fans nationwide, Lex Anderson signing out.